Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Andy Dunn of the Canadians standing by. Today's guest brought to you by Langley Chrysler, including Andy. Enjoy no-hassle 3-day returns and 30-day exchanges on all used vehicles, so you can make sure what you get is just right for you. Don't just love your car. Don't just love your car. Love buying it at langleychrysler.com. Andy Dunn, Vancouver Canadians president, is going to join us now. C's set to play. They're back in Canada. 66 games at Nat Bailey Stadium. Home opener is April 19th against Eugene. I hope I'm getting all this right. C's haven't played at Nat Bailey since 2019. And they're still affiliated with the Blue Jays. They're now part of the High A West League. We bring in Vancouver Canadians president Andy Dunn. How are you, sir?
Gentlemen, it's great to see everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel the same way, Andy. It's been way too long. Can you put into words how excited you are to have the C's back in Nat Bailey?
I mean, after what we went through, in 2019 with losing the season, or 2020 losing the season, and playing abroad last year in Oregon in front of no fans. Nobody wanted to come see us in Oregon, and literally the fans in Vancouver couldn't cross the border to come down if they wanted to. But to be able to get back into the atmosphere that we've created with our fans and our friends and our partners at Nat Bailey, to get back, and now we're playing 2 levels higher, full season, to say we're excited would be one of the great understatements in the community.
I think it's one of the most important parts of a Vancouver summer is to be able to go to a Vancouver Canadians game, and everybody has really missed it. What can you tell us about the High A West League, Andy, versus what we saw before?
I think that it's going to be a lot of the same teams, the same clubs, the same cities we play. But I think what'll be noticeable is the level of play. In the past, we missed Vladdy Jr. We missed some of the guys that the Jays would have to make decisions on whether they're going to keep them in extended spring training or let them go play in Lansing. That was a level up. We'll never have that issue again. We'll always get every kid coming through the program that's a legitimate top-tier prospect, because at High A, we're out, and you have AA, AAA, and then you're off to the big league. So we're going to see all the players. The level of play is going to be better. And more dates and more opportunity for fans to come out to the ballpark and experience what we're trying to do and develop players and have fun and create some memories. And we're just excited and ready to get going.
The schedule, longer. Is April baseball, May baseball going to work in Vancouver, Andy?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? I mean, one of the things we're going to do, and looking at the schedule, we know we're going to have some days where it's going to be chilly. We know we're going to have some days when it might be a little dreary and wet outside. We're going to have to grind through those. I mean, there's other clubs that play full-season clubs. I mean, Tacoma's a full-season club with a similar weather pattern. There's teams up in the upper northeast that have the same type of weather. We'll get through it one way or another. But, the one thing we're going to do this year is in April and May to try to keep our fans in the best possible situation is we're going to, traditionally we'll have our Friday nooners and our Sunday afternoon games. But in April and May, we're also going to play Saturday 105 dates just to give fans an opportunity to sit out and hopefully be 10 or 15 degrees warmer during the ball game, and also give our guys a night off on the field and go from there. But we're going to try to be creative about it. And again, some years we're going to wear it. We understand that from the weather. Some years we might have a better spring. I mean, we've been through both in the summer in Vancouver. So again, we have a tarp. We'll be ready. We have a staff who can put it down. And I don't think people in Vancouver are too worried about it.
Andy, the Major League Baseball lockout, obviously it's tough. How is it going to affect the minor leagues? Just give us an update on any update you can give us on that situation.
Yeah, I mean, well, with the big league guys, that's only listing, and the Player Association only covers guys on the 40-man roster. So it's not going to affect us at all. We're going to play. We're going to play our full season. We'll open on time. The one thing is, I think it's a black eye for everybody. It's a black eye for our industry. We hope things can get solved in a timely manner so that people in the big league markets and people in spring training locations can get their seasons done. But from the minor league standpoint, it's business as usual. It does not affect us whatsoever at all.
The in-stadium experience at the Nat, Andy, anything new you can tell us about that you may or may not incorporate? this year?
Well, I think we'll have a few things, but I think the most important thing we're going to have are doors open.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost been 1,000 days since we've had a game in Vancouver. I think people are going to be excited to come out this year just to have a beer and have a hot dog and watch the sushi races and watch the grounds guys try to dance and watch a little baseball. I mean, that's what we're looking at. Our numbers in the preseason are as stronger than they've ever been. I'm certainly appreciative that the fans haven't forgotten about us. And we're just looking forward to bringing more games to the ballpark. It's a better level of play. We'll do a lot of our old stuff we've always done, but after 1,000 days, it's going to be pretty new now. And but we'll have some new promotional dates, new promotional giveaways, new promotional nights because we do have additional dates. And we'll have some. Again, one thing we always do is we always just try to have a little fun in the ballpark and not take ourselves too seriously. But one thing we do take serious is our customer service, and we're proud to be the most affordable game in town.
Hey, Andy, before we let you go, you are very aware of what's going on in the major leagues, and right now, front and center is a labor dispute. The average age of a baseball fan right now is 57 years old. Everybody talks about changing rules, getting rid of the shift, things like that. Where do you think baseball needs to go in terms of, and I hate using this phrase because I love the tradition of the game, but keeping up with the times?
Well, it's interesting. If you notice what we did last year, and now since Major League Baseball directly oversees the minor leagues, there is no longer a professional minor league organization. It's all through MLB. So we're using a lot of test scenarios for rules in the minor leagues. I mean, I think each level last year had 2 independent rule changes that were just put in place to create some data. Things we're looking at right now for this year are larger bases. We're looking at limiting shifts. We're looking at pitch clocks to expedite games. And last year, we'll have a pitch clock this year at Nat Bailey. We'll have larger bases this year at Nat Bailey, and we'll have rules for at least one half of the year. It will be announced soon that regarding the shifts. But last year, there's in the low A West League, which was the California League years ago, put in a pitch clock, and it cut the game times down 40 minutes. It was unbelievable. Average game time went from like 3:05 to 2:24. So it's getting the players used to it. It's getting the model in place. It's getting the umpires used to making the call because it's either you're not in the box, it's an automatic strike, or you're not throwing the pitch, it's an automatic ball. So there are some things that are going on. We're looking at a number of rule changes throughout the industry. We will have some this year at Nat Bailey. I think Major League Baseball is trying to do the right thing by quicker games. No one has the attention span anymore for 3.5 ball game. And the worst part of it is the longest games of the year, if you watch them, are the best games because it's the Yankees and the Red Sox, Fenway Park. You want to tune in and watch that thing, but it's always a 4-hour game. So we got to shorten that timeline down. Make some good decisions, get some good data first. But I think they're trying to do the right things and expedite this and eliminate some of these things that have crept into our game that I think the fans don't like. Strikeouts are up and home runs and batting averages and stolen bases are down.
Yeah. No, Andy, that's outstanding news. And like you say, times have changed, and it's good to hear that. Andy, all the best. Everybody's so happy to have the C's back. Thanks so much.
We'll look forward to having you guys out of the ballpark. Take care.
You bet.